Hey Queen, welcome to the Queen Talk podcast. My name is Breyel Black, and I'm super excited to have you tuning in to this amazing new vibrational frequency that I've created. So, of course, with this being your first time tuning into the podcast, because this is episode one, I want to take some time to just explain, elaborate, allow you to have an understanding of who I am and what the Queen Talk podcast is all about. So, again, I'm Brielle Black, and I've created Queen Talk as a space for women to tune into the highest vibrational frequencies of themselves. Because let's be honest, we get tired of surrounding ourselves with women who aren't talking about increasing their wealth, value, and abundance, right? We want to surround ourselves and our mindset with women who are talking the talk of prosperity, longevity, wealth, health, and financial freedom. So that's the reason why I created Queen Talk. If you are new to just seeing who I am, I encourage you to follow me on YouTube, Queenhood Finance. On there, it's Queenhood TV. I also encourage you to follow me on Instagram. That is where the tribe is created. And on there, you'll be able to see and learn more about me personally and the reason why I am so passionate about prosperity consciousness and financial freedom. So that's the first thing, Queen. But today's episode one of the Balance series, right, is going to be about understanding that balance begins with believing in yourself. Honestly, you can strive for financial freedom, right? You can strive to be the person who makes the most money in the world. But if there isn't balance between your mental and your physical actions, it's going to be very hard for you to operate in the marketplace, right? It's going to be very hard for you to have that self confidence, that personal power, that willpower that it takes for you to succeed, for you to accomplish that vision of financial freedom. So, in this balance series, we're going to talk about how balance begins with believing in yourself. So, one really cool thing about each episode of the podcast, before we really dive in, we're going to have an affirmation for each episode, right? Something that you can begin to affirm over your life. So that way, inevitably, you begin to speak more life over yourself, which will then allow you to attract more vibrational frequencies and more money, more abundance, more wealth that's in alignment with what it is that you desire. So, your affirmation for this episode is I will cause others to believe in me because I believe in them and myself. How powerful is that, right? I will cause others to believe in me because I believe in them and myself. Here's the truth: before anyone will truly believe in you, right? Before anyone will truly believe in your vision, in your dreams, in your goals, and whatever it is that you would like to do to inspire others, before anyone will believe in that, you must first believe in yourself, right? We find oftentimes that we don't take action, we don't move forward, we don't do what needs to be done because we believe that no one will buy our product, that no one will listen to our podcast, that no one will like our stuff on Instagram. When in reality, it's not that you don't believe that no one will purchase from you, you don't believe that your product or your merchandise is good. That's what it is. You don't believe that the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding that you've already accomplished, you don't believe that that's even solid information, something that someone will want to buy. So that's the reason why in this podcast episode, in the Balance series, we're starting off with the transformation of your mindset, with recognizing before others will believe in me, I must believe in myself, right? Know that your success is not determined by the opinion of others, right? Your success is determined by the actions that you take. We look at other people and we see, oh my gosh, she's doing, hair and nails and makeup. She's so successful. Oh my gosh, he's making this money and he's making these moves to the left and making these moves to the right. They're successful. In real life, success is only the active pursuit of a worthy goal, right? And for you to be successful, for you to be in a space where you're actively pursuing those goals, you have to believe in yourself, right? That's one of the main parts of being balanced. That is one of the reasons why over in Queenhood, I strive to stress the importance of self-love, right? So when we talk about that balance, what we're really talking about is you tapping into your inner self, you tapping into your inner ability to love, to nourish, to take yourself, right, to that good, tranquil space so that naturally you're increasing your self-confidence, you're increasing your personal wealth, value, and abundance. You feel worthy, right? You feel valuable as a woman, as a queen, as someone worthy, right? When you make yourself feel that, when you balance that side of you out first, you're going to see the growth and the progress in your finances. You're going to see the growth and the progress in the connections that you make with people and the opportunities that are presented to you. But you must first believe in yourself. You must first believe in the balancing of you energetically, right? One thing that I've truly noticed as well is that the people who are for you, they're going to love you for your uniqueness and your individuality, right? But you have to be strong in knowing your own uniqueness, in knowing who you are as an individual, the gifts, the skills, the talents that you possess as a queen. You only get clarity on those things, on your personal gifts and skills and talents, when you take the time to balance out your emotions, when you take the time to balance out your thoughts and your time, right? And your energy throughout the day. You come more in alignment with those gifts and skills that are natural to you, and you then begin to work on those and elevate those. Then naturally, the people who are for you, your ideal clients, the connections that you want, you begin to attract that to you because you started to balance yourself out mentally and financially, right? And honestly, once you start off with the mindset, I truly believe it starts with the mindset, then it's the body, then it's the soul, right? So when you start off with that mindset, that self motivation, that self starting, right? Because all of those are characteristics of a champion. We'll talk more about that later, but we're mostly talking about you balancing those energies out within yourself. You'll see yourself attracting exactly what it is that you desire. So let's get into a little story time, right? Because I love to share personal things about myself so then that way you ladies can relate. You can say, oh my gosh, Bree, I understand where you're coming from, girl, because I was there, I am there, and I hope that as I share stories throughout all of these podcast episodes, throughout all of these series, that you women, can tap into me and see that if I can do it, you can do it. That's the reason why I created Queenhood, right? So let's get into the story time. So I remember this day. I remember a lot of days, but in particular, I remember the day when I discovered Queenhood, right? It was a beautiful day outside. I remember I was sitting on the floor next to the window and I can still feel like the energy that was surrounding me. I can still feel myself in that space where as I was writing my book, Becoming Intentional on Purpose, a practical guide to alignment, I remember being in that space where it's like, what's the metamorphosis, right? Like, what is my metamorphosis? Who am I? What do I believe in? What do I want? What energy am I giving off as a woman, right? So I remember being in that space and really pondering, like going deep within myself, within that moment to just one, become in alignment with who I was. 2, release those limiting beliefs that were holding me back from who I truly was. And 3, stepping into the reality that I was making this metamorphosis, right? So in that moment of the metamorphosis, I remember having the shift, right? The shift of realizing, wow, because I've balanced myself out, right? Because I've taken the time to draw back from people, places, and things that was no longer serving my highest good, right? Because I decided to have a different perspective when I go to work, a perspective that I'm here to learn and not to earn, and that what I have to bring to the marketplace is bigger than that job, and that I'm now in a space where I'm passionate about helping women increase their prosperity consciousness, right? So I remember being in that moment and recognizing, Breyel, if you don't believe in yourself in this metamorphosis, nobody's going to believe in you, right? If you say that you're a queen, if you say that you're a woman who has wisdom and a vision and a purpose and is desiring change, you must embody that, right? I must believe before anybody else will believe, right? I had to believe that. And it's only through the energy of believing that I then can cause you women to believe in me, because I believe in you, because I believe in myself, right? I've seen the transformation happen myself within me because I believed I was greater than my circumstances. I was greater than my past relationships. I was greater than the job hurt that I went through. Because I believed that I was greater than that, I became bigger than that. So here's the truth, Queen. Here's the truth, right? No one's going to believe in you more than you believe in yourself. And here's the key word: yourself. Yourself. No one's going to believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Who are you? Do you even see yourself as a queen, right? And if you do, what are your values? What are your virtues, right? If somebody was to ask you right here on a dime, oh my gosh, queen, what do you value? What are you going to say? Well, I value getting my hair done, and I value like going out with my friends and getting my nails done. And let me see. I mean, I like my job, so that's cool. No, ma'am. Right? Those are the answers you give when you don't know yourself. Those are the answers you give because those answers are superficial, right? Things that don't even mean anything. Nothing at all. When you are in alignment with yourself, when you are in active pursuit of balancing yourself out mentally, right? Physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, you then start to operate off of internal values, off of core values, right? The values that you begin to emulate are the values that you can then begin to build your business off of, right? So if as a queen, you decide to take some of the values from queenhood, right? Because here in queenhood, we value balance, we value stability, we value longevity, we value resources, we value wisdom, right? The ability to be compassionate. Those are the values that I, Breyel, that I value, that I live my life off of. So inevitably, I built queenhood off of those same values. But do you see how when you ladies see me, when you see me as an inspiration or as someone doing a thing, right? My value is not based off of what car you see me drive or what house you see me live in, right? Or the outfit that you see me. You value whoever I am as an individual because you can see that my values are coming from within. Anything material is just and something that came with being having internal values, having core values, right? So you want to focus in. Because of course, this was as important, right? So we can talk about balance, right? And believing in yourself. But now we have to talk about the transformation. I have to give you the shift, the action steps, right? That you're going to operate in after you get done listening to this podcast episode, right? So, what you're going to do is place yourself now in a space where you're searching within for values that define and set the parameters for the actions you will and will not take. Right. So, for instance, if I value balance, right, the actions that I'm now going to take is more meditation time, it's more self-love time, it's more reading self-book time, more bubble baths, more going inside the garden, right? Because now that I value balance, I have to take actions that reflect what it is that I value, so that inevitably my character, my interpersonal person, begins to elevate and shift to a person who life reflects that I value balance. Because it means nothing if you state that you value something in your life, your actions does not add up with whatever it is that you say that you value. That's how you end up building imposter syndrome. That's how you end up living a life where you feel like you got to fake the funk, because you would rather verbalize that you want something than to actually do the action steps that it takes to manifest a goal and a dream. And honestly, to manifest financial freedom, you're going to have balance, right? Because it's ups and downs in money. Many times people believe that, oh, once I become rich, once I become a millionaire, I'm not going to have any money problems. Oh, yes, you are. Everybody got money problems, right? And it doesn't mean like everybody just goes rich and then goes broke. It's not like that. But when you understand financial freedom looks like you take big risks, you take little risk, then you know that you win some and you lose some. But when you're balanced mentally, when you're balanced emotionally, when you have that balance within yourself, that you understand you are not defined by those materialistic things, you then gain a greater sense to push forward in ways that you can create yourself more streams of income, so that as you do have more money, even if you fall out of balance at one period of time, you still have already built up that mental strength, that physical strength, that financial strength, to the point where you won't fall, right? So find those values that will define and set the parameters for the actions that you will and won't take. This is in your finances. This is in your relationship with yourself, in your relationship with others. Work on your integrity. What do you balance? What do you value, right? Get some clarity on that. So, as we wrap up today's podcast episode, right, because I'm ready for you ladies to get that balance. I want to give you my Queenhood Goals Planner, right? So if you just click the link below, you'll be able to get that goals planner. And what that Queenhood Goals Planner is used for is personal and financial goal planning, right? So as a financial coach, I'm big on setting goals and striving to accomplish those goals. Again, it's not enough to say that you want balance. What's the strategy that you plan on take to get balance, right? What is the goal? What does balance even look like for you? What's the goal? How can you say, okay, so I know I've been achieving balance because this was the goal. My goal was to work out 5 days a week. My goal was to meditate 3 days a week. My goal was to balance out my weight by eating healthy 2 to 3 more days a week, right? What's the goal? Because you got to have something that you're striving towards, right? That Queenhood Goals Planner not only helps you gain clarity on the goal, but also on the strategy, right? You only are moving to success if you strategize. Planning to fail, right? Well, failing to plan is planning to fail. So, what's the strategy that you plan on taking to get more balanced, right? To be in that more balanced space. And then, last but not least, what steps are you going to take? And again, you already have your affirmation, because there's an affirmation box at the bottom of the Queen Goals Planner, right? So after you write down those steps that you plan to take, you got the strategy and then the steps that you plan to take. Again, don't forget to write down that affirmation in the affirmation box on your Queen Goals Planner, right? I will cause others to believe in me. because I believe in them and myself. As you gain more balance, Queen, within yourself, mentally and physically, you will notice. I promise you, you will notice the attraction of others believing in whatever it is that you say that you want to do. You'll notice that as you gain more balance, when you speak, people are going to be like, wow, like she's passionate, right? Like she's speaking from the soul, like she's serious, right? About that makeup line, about that lingerie line, about that clothing business, about that tax business, right? About that yoga studio. Wow, she's serious. They're going to be able to feel that because you've worked on feeling that within yourself, right? That is what the goal is as you work on balancing within yourself. So, ladies, thank you so much for tuning into episode 1 of the balance series. I'm super excited. I'm super excited to jump right into episode 2. So, if you enjoyed this, please, please, please share it along. Don't forget, follow me on Instagram. And again, link down below for you to download your Queen Goals Planner. I'll see you in episode 2, Queen.